It's time for another bloody round of the King of the Universe tournament, and we've got Gogureyo playing as the Palisade and Karma on Troy. So the Palisade army is pretty interesting here. A bunch of full veteran C militia. They can actually pack quite a punch and hold. Marines, amazing infantry, and marauding axe chargers. These guys ignore bracing, and their charge bonus is doubled. They're monsters, and their job is to overload a flank. The Trojan side has horse archers, heavy Trojan chariots, Trojan sworn warriors, and some Urartu hunters here to support. The center full of Trojan swordsmen, pretty decent heavy infantry, and a very interesting choice here. Trojan nobles. Now, don't get me wrong, these guys can do a ton of damage, but they're maybe not the most cost-efficient archer option for Troy. The Urartu tribesmen are charging the Palisade. This is not a matchup you'd expect in a historical game, but we do love some limited time travel. At the same time as that's happening, the marauding axe chargers are getting into position. They know their job, to massacre the enemy. And that's what they're gonna do to the spearmen here. They're gonna get a devastating charge, as they're already engaged. The spearmen are gonna know what hit them. A bunch of angry sea people. Now let's slow motion for a second. The Trojan center is not engaged. They need to do something fast. They're AFK. They could just help clean up the blob here. The marauding axe chargers are overloading the flank, and the marines are not gonna have a problem cutting through. But here, the horse archers are basically in melee range of the chariots. I'm not sure if this is intended or they're trying to charge them, but this is a terrible idea. Horse archers will massacre chariots, but you want to use them at range. You don't want to charge them in like this. This is just a giant waste of a super expensive unit. And we actually see the Trojan sworn warriors and the Javs coming to flank. Paris goes on to direct shot. This is gonna decimate the Palisade levy units here. It's kind of a waste of an ammo just going for them, but I guess it's better than nothing. The Javs are also firing into the Palastu militia. They'll do a ton of damage, but it's, once again, not as efficient. This charge is efficient, though, and they're gonna massacre the Trojan mid-tier spearmen. Honestly, the marauding axe chargers can just carry this game if they keep up work like this. They're about to get into the Trojan nobles, and this is gonna do a ton of damage. The nobles are not kiting back in time. They're retreating now, but they still took quite a beating. Paris is also getting chased by the marauders. Let's go slow motion for a second. So the Trojan left here completely collapsing because of the marauders. In the backline, even though these guys have ammo, they can definitely still carry the fight. They're chased off by shock infantry. The swords are holding in the middle. They're getting overwhelmed in the center realistically. They're winning here at least. But we'll see what happens when the marines come back. The horse archers are also in melee. I don't know, I feel the horse archers could be used more efficiently here so far. Okay, the marauders are coming in for another charge. Oh yeah, they're gonna catch the Trojans. You can just see them drop. This is not a good day to be an Orlando Bloom fan, I can tell you that much. We got another militia and charger charge. Yeah, it's in the name here. They're just overloading the Trojans on all sides. It doesn't matter that the Soren warriors are coming in to help here. They're pretty much against militia. It's not going to be as efficient, and we see Walwet is actually getting into the action. This is the type of leader you should follow. Somebody who's not afraid to go into combat. We can just see him destroying the Trojans. The heavy chariots are back in action. I don't know, I feel we could have seen more effective chariot use so far. They're managing to go a bit through the levies, and they finally connect with the chargers. This is gonna be a nasty charge. No, for real, look how much damage the axemen took from the chariots. The horse archers are also shooting into the unshielded infantry finally. They're managing to do quite a bit of damage, but the Trojan line is collapsing. The marines are monsters, and the levies are pretty efficient when chevroned. This is not looking good for Troy. Orlando Bloom fans, is it over? It's pretty much looking like it's over. Let's move on to the recap and see the critical moments of the battle. Sacrificing a good chunk of the horse archers for the chariot wasn't worth it. They could have taken out the Palastu chariot and a few volleys with good micro. Excellent use of marauding axe chargers to crush the flank and chase the expensive archers. A little bit better target priority with the sworn warriors and chariots would have actually given the Trojans a pretty good shot at winning the game. This is how we like our battles: bloody, short, and awesome. The militia didn't get as much of their value back on average, but at least they held the line for quite a bit. The marines were monsters. The chariots did manage to kill the horse archers, so that's the value back, and the marauding axe chargers were absolutely devastatingly well used. On the Trojan side, I do feel that even though some of the units got their value back, like for example the chariots, they could have been coordinated a bit better. If the horse archers casually took out the chariots without sacrificing themselves, the battle would have been so much cleaner, and if the chariots were used a bit more proactively against the infantry earlier on. Either way, great game from both players. There's not a game 2 here because, let me put it this way, it was basically over the second after the charge. So that's it for this time. There's a lot more content coming, a lot more tournament battles, guides, and campaign. So until the next time...